Good morning, everyone. Today, the topic for my video clip is titled Original as opposed to being impersonated. First of all, I'm going to start with two questions. The first question is, what is defamation? Everybody knows what defamation is. It's the act of defaming, it's false or unjustified injury of the good reputation of someone or something. The other one is, what is integrity? Okay, integrity is a sound of moral character, it's honesty, and it's the quality of being unimpaired. Okay, living life as a distinct individual, or in other words, being your own personal entrepreneur, the past evidence of your personal journey will determine whether you've made the right choice or decision at that point of time. Okay, here's a good example. A good example is, for an example, if you're, say, a leader of some sort, maybe like a CEO in your company, you're the boss, of course, and you're responsible for managing your business, and is usually the individual who has the last say at making decisions or judgment on that project or a case. Okay, so the outcome of, or the certainty of that decision or judgment on whether it is a positive or a negative outcome, well, the actual accurate revelation of that decision or solution is not made known until the evidence surfaces in its rightful time. Okay, at the end of all my videos, you'll understand where I'm coming from and why I'm asking you these questions. But I'm going to start off with a case study note. And I'm going to be taking little bits and pieces of my reality as an example as I make videos over the next period of time. If I need to. But right now I'm going to be use an incident, a real life incident in my own personal journey, sort of to relate to why I'm asking you those questions when I first started this video clip. On or about 2007, in my personal journey, I'd come to a point in my journey that I had to make one of the biggest decisions of my life. Now, I've had a pretty extraordinary kind of a journey, not your usual. Not everyone's journey is exactly the same. Everyone's got their own unique personality, their own unique set of circumstances. But I'm going to be relating the message I'm trying to get through to you by using little incidents that has happened in my own personal walk. So this incident was in regards to two people in my life. And these two women I had known within, there was a gap maybe within a year. I met them both. And I had a really close relationship with these two women. And even though at that time I knew them both well personally, as individuals, they both trusted me. And, I was, at that time, I befriended them and I was just helping them out. And, there was a need. And so I just, at the time, I just, out of, my own free choice, I decided to help them out. To cut a long story short, came to a point where they both became really close friends too. But then the relationship that I had with them were quite personal, quite, like a best friend, and they confided in me. And they both had a pretty not such an easy background or set of circumstances. But I won't mention any name because there's no need to at this stage, or would I ever in the future. But in saying that, if you've been following me on Facebook, you might be able to put 1 and 2 together. Others already know because they know what I'm saying is true, because they've either been involved in the cases in the past and have known about what I'm saying is true. But getting back to that little incident, these two ladies, I was pretty close to them, and at that time I had to make a decision. A time came where I had to make a decision of who to believe. And so when you got these two people, I'd say, just thinking from the top of my head, I'd only known them for a couple of years. The other one I've known just maybe almost a year before I met this other lady. But I had built a trust friendship with these women. My intentions was just to purely help them out and hoping to get them back on the right track and making right choices for their lives at the time. They both came from, not such a very good background, a little bit similar to each other, but not exactly the same. Their personalities were not exactly the same. No one's personality is exactly the same. But there did come a point of time I had to decide of who to believe. Now, this decision that I had made at that time would determine of which path that I would be taking, because it meant I had to believe one and cut my ties with the other one, because I had to take into consideration my safety, my family, and everybody else within my circumstance at the time. So she didn't know that. The other thing I didn't do, or what I've always been, I know it may sound a little bit hypocritical when I say that I've been private, but hey, hang on, you've just been on Facebook and you just put all your personal stuff on there. There was a reason for that, and that was because I had a court case pending, and I knew that what I was going through was pretty serious, and it was a conspiracy, and stuff and crimes like that needs to be exposed. 1, for the safety of your own family. 2, to protect other people and be aware of the dangers and what to look out for. And 3, I was in such a high risk set of circumstance. It's really hard to explain, but it was something that I was forced to do. If I had the choice, I'd still be private today for the rest of my life. But that's not what when somebody has stolen your privacy from you, like Big Brother, or recording you unlawfully, or doing what they've done to me, it is exploitation. It's secret exploitation, and it is espionage. So there is no watering down of such of such things to happen to somebody, but that is what it is. So what had actually happened was, I'd come to a point of time, I had heard the story from these both women. The thing I didn't do, and I never have done, is that when people confide in me, it's between me and that person. I didn't tell this other person, this and this said that, or, the usual human nature thing that people do. Oh, some people are right into gossip, and some people just gossip for the sake of just being nosy, being irresponsible, or have nothing better to do. But when people actually confide in you, these are private conversation. They don't belong to anybody unless they know and they've allowed you to do that. That's why we have laws. But anyway, this point of time in my life, I made the decision of which person to believe. Now, this woman that told me what she had told me at the time had actually saved my life. I can honestly say that because I had made the decision to believe her. The things she had already disclosed to me, I already knew well in advance. Well in advance, I already knew. This is in 2007. But the things, the psychological and mental abuse, they're indirect crimes, the crimes that people commit, commit deliberately and intentionally behind the scene without looking at the person that they hate or the people that they're trying to destroy or take down, or abuse their jobs or their occupation for the wrong reason. But the purpose is to destroy and kill anything good. And that's what's happened to me over the years. But in saying that, going back to that little incident, this woman, she had confided in me in something so huge that I had already known. Maybe sometime later, I will disclose the, more in detail of that experience, but it was humongous for me, and she did save my life, and I made the decision to believe this person. And to me personally, I would call her my hero in her memory. She's no longer around, but there's I have decided in my heart to not waste the experience that I have gone through, but to use it for, to help somebody else. But the purpose why I wanted to choose that little incident is because I wanted to try and make you think of, if you're into wanting to make, making how important it is to make decisions and choices, and the things that don't come naturally to you. For example, if you're doing a job or you're a leader or some sort, how easy it is you can get yourself into trouble from making the wrong choice, or just going with the flow just because someone has told you, or maybe you're scared to say no and you just go along with it, and then you end up with being in trouble. This is the reason why I asked those questions in the beginning, is that, the difference between defamation and what is the truth. It's actually learning how to discern who is telling you the truth, because what you learn, or whom you look up to, like everybody looks up to a leader or whoever you look up to within your personal space. People look up to them for a reason, and that is why it's so important to make the right decision on who, on the choices you make. Not only that, people change, and sometimes people abuse their position and continue on being misleading when they know that it's not even the truth. So what I wanted just to indicate in regards to that little incident, that is one of my biggest decision. I'd call it my crossroad personal decision, a big one. I've had to make a lot of those sort of decisions in my lifetime that were huge, but that one was a big one for me. And today I'm really grateful that I had made the right decision. I had to, the path that I'd chosen, well, um, either path I would have chosen. I mean, if I hadn't have made the right decisions and did what I did and left sufficient evidence, at the time of, things were pretty tough for me. And it has been like a Lone Ranger sort of a walk, because I've been so private. A lot of it has been a choice for a lot of reasons. I am a people person, and but yeah, it's really hard to explain, somebody's situation, unless you've walked into it. But I know a lot of people will understand where I'm coming from. One, because they can relate to me, because maybe they've had a similar experience, or they know these people, or they just know everything I'm saying is true, because the people I'm talking about and things that I have gone through has been true. Okay, so for the sake of those who are new on board in regards to my court case that I put publicly on Facebook, I'll do a quick overview in one of my videos soon as a follow-up from Facebook, and from the time I put it on. If you've been following me, you're probably wondering what happened, and also leading up to when was it? I think it was December 2018, and why I'm not on Facebook at the moment. But I don't know when. I will do a follow-up clip in regards to that very soon. Also, in my last video clip, I did say that I was going to do a video clip every week. I just thought, I think I was a little bit overcommitting myself, because I've got to actually, plan what I'm going to say and write out and stuff like that, and all that sort of thing takes time. But I just sort of let you know that I probably rather just keep the commitment to maybe 2 videos a month, more if I can. This is just so that it will just allow me, give leniency to allow me, to do other personal commitments that I need to do, and sort of kind of, just take the pressure off. But the reason why I decided to do my own channel is also to keep in contact with the public, because I know a lot of people are wondering, what's happened to me. I just disappeared and that, but it's basically just to keep in contact with the public, and just wanted to update you with what's going on and what's been happening. Okay, thank you.